I think we are live. Let's stop this for echo. Today topic is going to be about the three stages of the stock sourcing. I will be talking about this video. And if you're watching this live, you can just post the question in the comments. And if you will watch this session after when it will be recorded, I will have a timestamp inside the description because I will be talking about three different stages. Because a lot of people ask me the question about the sourcing, so I wanted to have a dedicated session about the sourcing where you can also contribute and I can talk in the details. Because the point of having a live session is you can go as long as you want, and then people have an opportunity to contribute and watch you live. So if you miss this live session, this will be recorded and it will stay on the YouTube. Also, for so let's get started because I wanna talk about three stages and I wanna stay to the point in this particular video. So the first, I will divide this sourcing into three different stages depending on either you are new seller or you are like you already selling and you are familiar with the eBay platform. And the third stage will be where you can go more professionally when it comes to eBay. So of course it's going to be in the three different stages. So in number one stage is for someone who is a new seller and they're confused where shall they start and what they do. I'm assuming in this video that all of you guys are actually familiar how the eBay platform work because you were just stuck where to source the stock, what sells and what doesn't sell. So these are the questions I will be dividing in three different stage. I call them the stage number one will be the home. You can see that on the screen. Stage number two will be the national, and in stage number three, we will go international where you can source the stock internationally. So all of these three sections will be discussed in the detail. So let's start with the home. A lot of people, when they open the account on eBay, they have a lot of junk just sitting in their drawers. They have many used clothes. They have many things that they don't even use it. If I go in my storage at the moment, I will find many things which are probably sitting there from a very, very long time. And it's been probably over a year that I haven't even touched them. So this is a great way to list those items because you're not actually investing any money. It's your stock. You don't really use it anymore. So when you list it, you get really familiar with how the eBay platform work, how many views do you get, and it will help you to build up your feedback as well. Because when you're a new seller, I don't really recommend selling something which is brand new, especially when if it's a branded item. It depends. Your account has to be a little bit stable. It has to have some sort of feedback, and you have to develop the trust inside the eBay book. I actually made a video about in the beginning when I started this channel, because before you go and list something and you just go crazy, you have to first uh, be familiar with the platform and you have to be in the eBay's good book. So this is very important. You have to be very careful about it. And when you list the item, you don't have to worry about, because it's your stock. You're not worried about the prices. You don't want to put the crazy prices. You want to have a reasonable prices when you're starting. So you can take the pictures with your mobile. You can take the picture with the, if you have access to the camera, just use those organic original picture. It doesn't matter at this stage to take the picture professionally. This is a more like a learning stage where you will make yourself familiar with how to actually have the title, because this is like a system. This is like a plan you're supposed to have, like a business plan when you're starting your eBay business. And understanding the system, understanding how the eBay algorithm work, understanding what title to use which really attract the buyer, and how your picture should be and how your description should be, because you have not invested in any stock at this stage. You are selling the stuff that you have in the house in the first stage, where you are starting from the home. You're not worried about losing some money. So this is a very good opportunity for you to learn how item not received case work. What's the best postage for me? Either I go for Hermes, I go for Royal Mail, I go for what kind of packing supplies shall I use? What kind of printer shall I buy? So this is the stage where you need to be more familiar with the platform. It's an opportunity for you to learn the platform. When you learn the platform, if you know how to drive a car, even all of us, when we start uh, to learn to drive the car, we have an old bad car in the beginning. But as soon we have a confidence, we can just go ahead and even we have to lease it, because at that time we have a confidence we're not gonna end up having an accident and stuff like this. So I hope that makes sense. So in this stage, I highly recommend just build your eBay platform in the beginning. You don't have to focus at the profit at this time. I always talk about growing your eBay business organically. And organic word I probably have used on my channel for many time. And the reason I do it, because if you want to stay in the business for a longer term, because at the end, where I will be talking in the third stage, where I will be talk about sourcing internationally wholesale, uh, you want to build a brand around your business, because you don't want to be relying on the business solely on eBay or Amazon at the first place. So the priority should be to make a brand. So make yourself familiar in the market. People will know who you are, what your company is, and stuff like this. So you wanna take it in the way which will be sustainable, which you want to grow it organically. If you try to give a boom like this, it go down in the same way as well. So that's the reason I always stress about learning the platform more. If you go down on eBay, everything really sell. You just know how to sell it, and having a patience and being persistent. A lot of people ask me this question and they say how easy it is to sell on eBay, and I always answer them, and I say, look, it's easy as waking up in the morning. If you find it very easy to leave the bed in the morning, then probably it is easy for you. You can wake up early in the morning one day, probably 2 days, 3 days. But if you wanna wake up consistently early in the morning, that will require you to have consistency. That will require to have some work ethic. That will require you to have leaving some bad habits like watching Netflix at that time late at night. So these are the things which I highly relate them to eBay. If you wanna grow a sustainable business, learn the platform and have a patience, because it does not depend what you sell, it depends how you sell it. So learning the platform is really important. So that's why in the first stage, when I'm talking about sourcing, and I actually intentionally label this start from home, look in your drawers and stuff like this. It's the reason behind it to make yourself familiar with the platform. Your title should be. By the way, I have the video about the titles coming up tomorrow, where I will talk about the search engine optimization and the SEO friendly title, where the buyers can find your product very easily. So I will have that video coming out tomorrow. It's just in the editing process at that time. So this is very important to have your have it to make yourself familiar with the platform. So this is something that you have to really be careful. As I was saying, look, we have a comments from AG123 saying, how can I sell on eBay if I'm banned on it? There must be a reason why you were actually banned on it. I don't know what you did. Probably you created the same account. That's why I think you just joined now. In the beginning, I talked about it. When you open a new account on eBay, you have to sell the used item. You have to because if you are serious about selling, you don't have a dream getting rich overnight, which never going to happen. Then you have to go in the organic, sustainable way. I would prefer making money consistently rather than I rush and jump into things. So obviously you're gonna have your account suspended at the end of the day. You have to stable your account. So that's why in the first stage I always suggest you to start from the home because those items are going to be used. If you are selling a branded item, these are the reason actually a lot of people get suspended on eBay because they open a new account and on the same day they're just going to list some branded item and have it brand new. And most of them are actually counterfeit, and eBay have a very strict policy about it. So uh, the Tom said you could make a new account maybe. Well, if you want to make a new account, then I will recommend having using a different laptop, using a different internet connection, because eBay actually look your IP address as well and your personal detail as well. So anything that you have used for last account, you don't want to be using it again because eBay already have your IP address. They already have these things on eBay. So this is the really thing. Is there a way to sell on eBay? I already discussed this, and Tom already give you that you can look into having a new account because getting the account back, which is banned, it gonna stay in like in a it's gonna stay suspicious forever. So eBay gonna be keeping a very close eye. So if you again when you open a new account, then as I recommend in the first stage, you wanna start listing the item from whom, and you wanna list them used rather than you list something new. So this is the first stage that you should start looking. They say I don't know how that quotation goes. If somebody can tell me in the comments, one man junks is other man treasures. It goes something like this. So I have seen people selling like a fake poo on eBay as well. So everything really sells. If you find some kind of old charger and you think, okay, well, I don't think so, somebody gonna buy it. You never know. And then I want to make it clear here. In the beginning, your objective should be learning the platform. You're gonna find many people who have a lower price for the particular item than for that particular item. But here is a good news, and the good news is how eBay algorithm work, because at the end of the eBay is making the money from the sellers, not from the buyer. So they want to have a lot of sellers, new sellers joining the platform because this is where they are making their money. What they do is they actually switch off their algorithm very randomly, sometime probably for hour in the day. So whoever have their listing in the top rank, they're gonna promote the new seller at that particular time. So if you're a new seller, let me know in the comments that sometime it's happened when you receive one order, you receive many orders at the same time, and the reason for that is eBay is promoting the new seller at that particular time. Does that make sense? That's how it works at this particular time. We have a Tom. I will take a question and then I will move on to the second where you should look. sourcing the stock from outside your house, which I call it nationally. So you want to be going to your local shop, you want to be talking to your local supplier, and I will be very detailed about it. It says starting a new account can be slow, especially if it's a personal, since you get like 10 listings. So yeah, you get only 10. If you have a business account, you actually can do the 100 listing in the beginning, but we're going to talk about private here because I believe the 10 listing limit, it actually applied on a private accounts. And the way to actually increase that, I will answer this question, and then I will go to the next section where I talk about sourcing locally. So the way to go is, if you have eBay want to see how you are actually doing, because when it comes to having a new account, they want to see how the transactions are actually working on eBay. So if you list those 10 items and all of those transactions are fine, like buyer didn't complain anything, they have received the item. That's why those restrictions are there, just to for the buyer and even for the seller safety as well. So if the buyer have received the item on the same time, they don't have a problem with the item. They have left some kind of feedback, because when it comes to feedback, I have personally observed from many years that only 10% people who buy from the eBay, they're actually going to leave a feedback for you. So not all the people going to leave a feedback. So when you have those 10 items, 10 listings, you have sold something on those, you can actually go in your eBay Seller Central and you can request to increase the limit as well. If your account been a good boy, let's say that, then that limit will be increased automatically. If the automatic system doesn't work, you can always call the eBay and you can ask them that your first 10 listing you already have sold, the buyers are very happy about it, and they will be more than happy to increase the limit for you. Anyway, let's jump to next session. In the first session, we talked about sourcing the stock from home. So start selling the used things that you have in the house, just to make yourself familiar with the platform. You are familiar with the platform a little bit, you want to take it to a next level now. This is like a mid-level, I will say. I will talk about going professional. Of course, it takes time. It takes hard work. You have to be consistent. Sometimes it takes me like a month to find that particular product. So if I find something which is profitable, then it will probably take me another 2 weeks to find out how should my title are going to be, how my pictures are going to be, because these two things I focus a lot. I always tell the title is something which will bring the buyer to your listing, and the pictures are going to be where the buyer is going to decide either they buy this item or they don't buy this item. So these two things are very, very important. So I have a video coming about the title tomorrow, just check that out. Nobody talks about those stuff. These are very, very technical things where you can drive the traffic organically to your listing, uh, rather than using a sponsored items and stuff like this, sponsoring your listing and something like this. I think Tom asked me this question today as well, that he cannot use the sponsor. I don't know who asked me, but I seen in the comments before. Somebody asked me that they are not able to use the sponsored listing. I think, I'm not sure, you can only have a listing sponsored if you have a business account. It doesn't work on a personal account. If I'm wrong, just correct me. And I'm not sure, as I said that. Anyway, going sourcing nationally. But here, what you want to do, you are, again, I told you, eBay, when it comes to seller, they actually prefer new seller sometime in the day, sometime in the week, sometime in the month. There are certain times, certain hours, certain days where the buyer, new sellers will be promoted on eBay. So you want to keep that in mind. Nationally, when you are sourcing something, again, I said, keep this thing in mind. Everything sells on eBay, everything. You just need to know how to sell it. You need to work on improving your title and pictures. So if you're going outside, start sourcing your stuff locally. If let's say A lot of people who have they build their career sourcing the stuff from like a car boot sale. Uh, a lot of people probably ask me in the comments after when they will go. Well, they don't have a knowledge about that particular product. Nobody born with the knowledge. You have to take a risk and you have to buy something and try. This is where you gonna get your statistics from, what actually sells from cardboard sales, what actually sells from local charity shop. Here you want to be not particularly at this stage, but when I will talk about the third one, where I will the third tip is going international. I will talk about actually sticking to one niche, and I will explain why it is very important to have a particular niche when you are selling an eBay niche or niche, whatever you want to call it. So in this way, here I will tell you one thing. It is a very I always tell this to people. Take a risk or lose a chance. If you wanna do something, if you wanna be successful seller on eBay, everything comes with the risk. You have to put something inside. Even you are working, you have to spend your hour working for your boss, then you get the salary in the return. So you have to give some value to something and get something back in the return. There is no thing which called free money. It is not like that. It's only teenagers believe that there is a free money. But if you are and eBay is a serious platform. You have Argos, you have PC carries. A lot of big fishes on the high streets are coming to these platforms like eBay or Amazon. So you've got to be serious about it. You have to take it in a proper business way. It's not your side hustle. Yes, you can have it as a side hustle and make some extra money about it. But if you wanna rely on these platforms for a full time, then you need to spend time learning these platforms. So when you are going to car boot, when you are going to local charity shops, when you are going to your garage sales, when you are going to your local, even the shops like a Poundland, Wilko, I personally started my second stage where I was sourcing. First, I sold from whatever I had in the house to make myself familiar with the platform. And on the second stage, when I was going national, I actually choose the Poundland. I had a very realistic plan at that time. I sit down and I think, look, because the Poundland business model is completely based on low profit and high volume, even if I go ahead and sell those things on eBay, I have to sell those in volume. So only way to sell those in volume, I need to keep my profit down. So these are the so I sit down and I said, okay, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna list 10 items which sell 10 times in the day and will make 50p on each and every item that I sell. 50p looks very small profit, but look, I was working at that time. This was my part-time hassle. If you are making 50p and you're selling 10 items 10 times in the day, that's £50 a day. So don't underestimate that. £50 in the day is £1,500 in the month. I always talk about having a realistic goal set for you. At the point, if you are setting the goal like be millionaire in the beginning and you work like a 5 day and 10 days, and then you're going to get fed up because you're not making millions out of it. So setting a realistic goals are very rewarding when you achieve them. So for me, the goal was very realistic when I went down in a Poundland and but I was looking at the Poundland. I want to actually talk about more strategy here rather than telling you the story. So my what I was looking for at that time is you want to combine couple of items. So let's say you have I give an example of like a shaving foam. If you send it one or you send it three, it will gonna cost you same money on postage. So you have to be very creative about it. because all of them goes to small parcels. So when you're sending a small parcel, here the knowledge kicks in, where I always talk about gain maximum knowledge as much you can. If you send one item or you send three items, unless they are uh, I can give one example here. If you're sending these two sellotapes, two of them, if they are like this, they're gonna go in the small parcel, both of them, because the weight the weight, even it's less than 100 gram, but the dimension of this item, it doesn't fit in the large letter. Why not I combine with some other salad tapes at the same time as well? So even the dimension, it will go up to a box like a shoe box. If you don't know how the Royal Mill small parcel work, it goes like a whatever you can fit inside the box of shoes, and the weight shouldn't be more than 2 kilo. You can combine the couple of items. Tom, I have seen your question. I will come to when I will end this the second stage where going nationally. So you want to combine in the way where you save the money on the postage as well. So combining the item, and also what I was looking for is something which is really small, which goes in the small letter, or which goes in the large letter. So the reason I choose the batteries, and I made a video about it as well, because battery are, if you're sending multiple batteries, they get heavy. So even if you choose the small parcel, you're still making money. But if you choose the large letter, you send one pack or two packs, they stick within the large letter, and they cost only £1. And then a lot of people ask me, when I will list from a Poundland, why the people will buy from me? Why can't they go in the Poundland and buy the stuff from there? And I ask them this question always, and I ask them, why you order the pizza delivery? Because if you go to your local pizza shop, the price is going to be cheap. Number one, because whatever they have it on the delivery, the price is always up. The price is going to be cheap when you go in the shop. And also, you have to pay 250 or £3 for delivery if you are using Deliveroo or Uber Eats. That's their, I don't know, 250 to 350 is their minimum charge, but they charge for delivery. Why do people still order the delivery? Why people don't go to the pizza shop and buy it from there? Reason for that, because we getting lazy. We choose convenience most of the time. All of us are lazy, including myself. I ordered a lot of takeaways, and reason for, sometimes I don't really feel like going to a local shop. Sometimes people don't feel like going to a Poundland. Does that make sense? So even if they know, uh, if you are watching right now, I want you to go on the eBay at the moment and see how many listings are there from a Poundland, and how those people are selling. You know, people are lazy. They want the convenience. They are happy to pay you for the delivery. You know, and when you are a new seller, again, I mentioned in the beginning that eBay always prefer the new sellers sometime in a day, sometime in a week. So all new sellers, when they receive the order, probably they have a five, six order coming at the same time, because at that time eBay will switch off their algorithm and promote the new sellers at that particular time. So going nationally, and then this was the first thing. So you go to charity shops and you have to take a risk and try those things and sell the new stuff from the local shop. Again, it is very important you have been through the first stage. The reason you've been through the first stage, because you want to have your account stable. If your account is not stable, you're going to list some branded item, you're going to have your account blocked, like AJ123, who said that, is there any way that I can sell on eBay if I am banned? Because that's what happened. People rush into things. So you want to grow organically, you want to be consistent about it. I will take one question and then I will move on to going internationally, because here you're gonna get serious. You wanna, this is where the money to be made, and here I want to be very clear about it, because that is going to require some kind of investment. If you're selling a stuff from home and learning about the platform, that doesn't require any investment. If you're sourcing from a local shop like car boots and stuff like this, that also is a quick return. But if you're going internationally, the bigger quantity that you buy from China or anywhere, you will be able to you will be able to have a price really cheap, because when you will increase the quantity. Tom, I will take the question now. Okay, do you think it's worth starting a starter business account with the new account just for more listing and sponsoring the item? Do you think it's worth? I have to go. I have a thick mind, so I have to go one more time. Do you think it's worth starting a starter business with the new eBay account? Okay, and just for more listing and sponsoring the item. Can you just go and ask me this question again? Because I think what you mean is having more than one account on eBay. I believe that's what you wanna, because rather than creating one account where you will have only 10 items to sell, you can just 10 listing to do. You can create two and you will have 20. I don't know. Then Thomas, sorry for no, I mean I love to answer each and every question. Look, if you go down in the comments, I will answer each and everybody, and I have my social links inside the description. Go ahead and just anytime anybody. I prefer to have a question in the comments because everybody can read it. So if somebody have the same question, they will get the answer as well. But just feel free to send me question on the Facebook as well. So the next thing that I want to go, Tom, you can actually, if you rephrase this question and ask me again, and if somebody else have the question, they can you can post those in the live chat. So the next stage I'm going to go, which is more professional and more serious, and here I assume that you have like intermediate knowledge, if my pronunciation is right for that word. You have like a somewhat professional knowledge about the eBay platform. You know how item not received things work, how return works, how all those things work on eBay. You want to take it to a next level where you want to go in this third session. I highly recommend going from stage one, which you start selling the stuff from a home, and then in the stage two you will source nationally, and in the stage three when it comes to going internationally, this is what you wanna hear. You wanna be very much familiar with the platform, and a lot of things goes into when you buy something internationally. But I will be very, the reason I left a lot of time, I wanted to have this session for about like 50 minutes, 1 hour, and the reason I actually only dedicated like half an hour for going internationally, because this is something, it comes with a lot of things. You need to know about your import duties, you need to know about, because this is for like a serious people. This is where the original money is you are going to make. So th- that's why I want to be very descriptive and detailed, be detailed about it. Excuse my French. uh, okay, I'm just gonna take one question. We have a Sikandar Malik. So I have a new account. My sales spiked recently, as you said, but today I had no sales. Well, probably tomorrow you have a lot of sales. I have a lot of watcher. Do you think it's always best to restock according to how many watchers you have? Exactly. It's a very good question, and I will actually go in the technical way about it. Do you know how your product rank on eBay? It also depends on how many you have left in stock as well. So eBay will see what's your sale velocity is, how the people are responding to your pictures, how the people, because when the you might think how the eBay will know how the people are responding to my pictures. uh, if the people will go in the listing and they will open your listing, depending how much time they are spending inside your listing, everything, it stays in the eBay algorithm, and that's how it is going to decide where to rank those items. Because look, if you want to see, you want to be serious, you want to focus on these things, because only money is, you're going to make good money when you are in a good rank. When somebody will search something, let's say somebody will search a salad tape, and most likely if your listing is in first five or six, if your product is in first five or six listing, most likely buyer are going to buy from you. So you're talking about restocking here. Yes, I always tell people, if you can, if your limits allow on eBay, then put as max stock you can, because eBay have to, if the people are responding to an item really well, eBay want to see how many those items are left in the stock, so they can promote those products. If your quantity is less, there is no point for them promoting those products, because you are going to be out of stock. Does that make sense? So they promote the items which are good in the stock. So they know if they will go and do some changes in the algorithm, the seller will be able to fulfill the requirements for a buyer. Okay, so I think it's increased because my shipment is coming on the, and I don't want my listing. Are you talking about Amazon here? And Amazon have the same process as well, because Amazon also depends how what's your sale velocity and how much stock you have left in the fulfillment center. So I'm gonna go to the third stage where it's sourcing the stock internationally. Sourcing the stock internationally, first of all, you have to uh, a lot of people ask me, where do you source? What is the website that you are using when you source the stock internationally? If you're a new seller, look, if you are new to sourcing internationally, Alibaba is a very reliable platform, and you want to stay safe with Alibaba as well. And I will tell you how to stay safe with that. That's why I left a lot of time. So, Sikandar, I think I have answered the question that you want to have a maximum stock as much you can. I want to actually move to sourcing internationally now. If you have a question, I will be answering it at the end of this third um thing that I want to talk about sourcing internationally. So on the Alibaba, you have to be safe as well. There are many ways to stay safe. You can either pay by PayPal, but keep in mind when you are paying your supplier through PayPal, they want you to pay PayPal fees as well. The reason they want you to pay PayPal fees as well, because a lot of suppliers over in China, they're working at a very small margin. So it is very normal in the business, it is very normal in sourcing internationally that they want you to cover their PayPal losses as well. When you send them a money as a goods and services, they will not accept, they will accept, of course, as a friend and family, but if you were sending them as a goods and services, they want you to cover the PayPal fees as well. So that's very normal. But if you are new and you want to stay on the safe side as well, you want to do that, because paying extra fee and being on the safe side rather than just being scammed by somebody, it's very rare to get scammed on Alibaba if you have a little bit knowledge about it. And I tell you what you can look. Okay, so when you are in China, I don't know how many of you are actually familiar with China. China have a different cities dedicated to particular niche. So if I'll give you example by calling some cities in London, sorry, in UK. So they have London dedicated for, let's say, mobile phone and accessories. They have for house appliances, they have probably Manchester, and they have they have a Schengen for mobile phone and accessories, and they have a dedicated cities at the end of the what I'm trying to say here. So if you see a supplier listing over to Alibaba, and you can actually Google it, which city is more dedicated to one niche. If you are looking to buy some mobile phone accessories and they don't based in Shenzhen, they're based somewhere else. So it's mean most likely either it is like a sort of dodgy supplier, or they are a broker. So when it comes to having a broker and buying directly from a factory, because the price is going to be different when you're buying from a broker, they want to keep their commission inside as well. So when you are buying from the factory, you want to look at the factory name. And when you message them, a lot of factories have a full catalog for whatever they make, and they will be in one particular niche. So if you are buying, let's say, mobile phone and accessories, and that factory is making mobile phone and accessories, they probably making more than iPhone cable. They probably have a Samsung chargers and stuff like this. They will have a full catalog. All professional companies that I dealt in China have a full catalog of the products, whatever they manufactures. But when it comes to broker, they will send you like an Excel sheet or something like this, and the product is going to be like all over the niche. So this is, I don't know if some broker is listening in China, they might change that, but I found it very suspicious when somebody is selling in more than one niche. Does that make sense? But because that's what make them broker. And I want to stay away from broker because uh, I always say in the business, particularly, you make a lot of profit if you buy cheap, because then you have a lot of margin to play with. So you actually save money on buying the item. Does that make sense? So you want to keep your buying price really low at this stage. So I talked about how to, and then on the Alibaba, you can see how long they've been trading for and their company names. So if it's a Chinese company, for example, they're gonna have like some Chinese sounding name. If they are broker, and a lot of brokers are in China as well, they might have some sort of professional Western name, something which sound more Western. So that is like, you will see, okay, well, no, you want to stay away from those as well. And when you talk to them, you can actually tell who those people are, you know. So if you're talking to somebody, don't I don't mean to offend anybody, but the Chinese are not really good at English. So they want to keep their discussion very, very short, and you will know from accent. But if it's somebody from, let's say, from another country who is working as a broker in China, you will be able to tell that. So you want to keep these things in mind. And again, when it comes to payment, you can have a Alibaba trade insurance as well, which is offered on Alibaba platform. And also, if you are sending the money by PayPal, you are actually always covered. So this comes with how to actually be sure if your supplier is reliable and or not. You order them something, then a lot of people ask me this question: how I'm going to bring over the stock, and how much duty do I have to pay? How it's going to work? Do I need to register a company? Do I need to do that? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Okay, so VAT is something different. If your sale is over 85K, you pay sales VAT, but there is something called import VAT as well. So the way the import VAT work, if you're using some like the mail like like a shipment forwarding service from China, your parcel gonna come through, let's say, Parcel Force or DHL, or uh, it's the names are not ringing a bell, but like, let's say DHL or Parcel Force or something. What they're going to do is they're going to actually email you or send you the invoice to pay in letter for import duties as well. I'm talking about the small shipment here. I'm not talking about the containers at this stage. So this is small boxes coming by ear. So and if your supplier have sent them to a freight forwarder, then they, like a UPS or DHL or a parcel force, will actually send you a letter in your home address, and they ask you to pay the import duty, and then they will release the parcel for you. So what they do is they collect the import duty from you and they pay it to HMRC. You don't actually deal with them directly. So this is very easy. You can actually ask your supplier about the details of shipping as well, because those guys are dealing with these kind of stuff every day. But this is like a very beginner guide. Again, you have to go through it some there, and when you go through the process, then you have like sort of good connection inside the China. You know people there as well, so then the process become easy for you. And the first time when you are buying, let's say, 100 items or you have a shipping coming for like 500 item or 600 item. Next time when you are actually going to place the order for, let's say, 1,000 item, if the product is really successful, then the factory will be able to be more frank with you. Because look, a lot of people, they tax those suppliers and they just waste their time, and those guys are very frustrated sometimes. So I always say it's very important to have a good connection with the supplier, with the reliable supplier, rather than saving a lot of money on the first place. Because I personally value the connection more than the money. If I have a good connections build up in China, which I have over the years now those guys don't even check if I have sent the money to them or not, because we've been dealing with them from a really long time, and they are happy to offer me the discount without having me asking them, because of the good relationship and the connection. So these are the things that you want to be. So let me go with like a little bit step. You go to Alibaba, you search for one particular product. Okay, there is an option to send to a multiple the message to a multiple suppliers, and you can actually ask them a sample as well, but don't expect to get the free sample. You actually have to pay for the sample as well, because if we are talking about professionally doing a serious business here, so you have to pay for the sample, and you get the sample here, you inspect the sample, you say, okay, well, you want to have this, and then I will come to you. You have to be very careful about before getting the item shipped over here. So you pay them like a 30 to 40% in advance before they go ahead and manufacture your order and they prepare your order. And once your order is done, you pay them a full amount. And that's also there is the option for like a trade insurance, and you can pay them with the PayPal as well as the goods and services. And again, I said you have to cover the fees for that. So once that is ready, you ask them about the shipping. They will ship it over. And we're talking about like, let's say 30, 40, 50 kilo of stuff here. We're not talking about the container. We're talking about by year when it's coming. So then when it will land in UK, your the forwarder who is in UK, which is a DHL or UPS or any company like this, will send you the invoice, and you will pay that invoice, and then the item will come to you. But before you get the item shipped from China, there is like a service on Alibaba as well. It costs about, depends but who you are dealing with, but it's cost about $100, and it's worth spending those $100 to have somebody go in that factory, because there are the people who can go and inspect the item before those items get shipped to you. So you want to have, because personally speaking from experience here, because a lot of the time, not a lot of time, very rarely actually, you will the supplier will send you a good sample, but they will, when it comes to original shipment, they will send you something different. So it's very important to have like a quality control. You want to send somebody to go there and check that, and there are the people, you can find them on the Alibaba platform as well, and they cost about 100 to 150 depending on what you need to be inspected. So let's say if you have like LCDs, then each and every LCDs need to be connected. That's a long time. But if it's a clothing or stuff like this, then going through a different boxes, it's easy depending on how much work they need to do. So the price starts from about $1,800, which is well spent. You can say, you will say, well, if you have a satisfaction and peace of mind after that, that's really really good as well. So when it comes here, you pay your import duty um, through your forwarders, which is a DHL, or depending on if they're who which postage services they are used from China. Your supplier will be able to give you this all information, because those guys are dealing with these things every single day. So you don't have to hesitate asking these questions. It's very normal for them. So go ahead and ask them those questions. On this stage is here, but you remember I talked about choosing a niche, because when you reach at this stage, you are, when you launch the products here and the products after products and products after products, if you have a niche, let's say I have a niche about mobile phone and accessories, so a lot of buyers who will be buying from you, they will be actually, you asked me the question about, I will come to that question. The car boot I actually covered in the second one, in the second stage. So I talked about sourcing locally and car boot. So was there was a three stages that I talked about in this video. So I want to stick to the point here. I will be wrapping this up, and I will just come to your guys' question at the end. So in the internationally sourcing internationally is that the reason I was talking about the niche, because a lot of customers will be buying from you. So what I do now at the moment when I ship my eBay order, I actually leave like a leaflet or some kind of pamphlet inside the envelope, and I tell people, if you come directly and buy from me directly, I will offer you like a 5% discount. Because relying on eBay and Amazon, where honestly the fees are a lot, but having a website in the beginning is not a good idea, because you don't get a lot of traffic to your website unless your buyers know who you are and they already have bought from you through eBay or Amazon many times, so you have a trust from your buyer. The reason people feel comfortable buying from eBay and Amazon, because they have 30 days money back guarantee, and they very much going to make a decision in the buyer favor. So which keeps the buyer happy, and which keeps the seller going back to these platform, because buyers are on this platform. You're always going to find some sort of sellers, but it's difficult to find a buyer. So having a niche is important, because you want to bring some kind of brand identification. People know what you sell. When it comes to Asda, when it comes to Tesco, when it comes to a big brand like, I don't know what you guys are into. For me, I'm into Primark, So even let's say when it comes to Primark or I don't know, Gucci or Armani, whatever these teenagers are into nowadays. So if Nike or I don't know those things. So you when I talk about that particular brand, the first thing comes in your mind, Asda, okay, groceries, okay, you got a Nike, okay, shoes and clothing, and the sports and stuff like this. You've got the Primark, cheap clothing, the people like me who don't like to spend money, and then you know what I mean. So you want to have some sort of brand identification for yourself as well, because that will keep you in the longer run. You should be ready when you have the the couple of products. When I talk about couple of products, I don't mean to see three, four, five. I'm talking about like 100 and 200, 300, 400, 500 listings here. You should be ready at that stage to have a own website, and I don't really recommend having your own website. It's complete waste of money in the beginning, because having a website is an easy thing, but driving a traffic to website is a hard thing. eBay and Amazon have the buyers already. People come to those platforms and they buy the stuff from those particular platforms, so they have a buyer coming to their websites already. But driving a traffic to your own website require a lot of marketing, paid marketing in the beginning. So if you are new and the people don't know who you are, nobody, after you have watched a couple of my video, now you know who the Zain is. If I'm sitting here and I'm talking about myself in the first video, you will say, what the hell this guy is talking about. So you've got to have some kind of identification, who you are, what you talk about. Now the people know. I tell, by the way, I'm not all about eBay on this channel. I will be talking about the legitimate way and organic ways to make. I want to cover all the topics where you can make money online. I will take a questions now, and I will change the banner. I want to finish this session like less than an hour, so we got like a 5 minutes. I will extend it later on as well. Anybody have a question? Let me change the banner. Anybody have a questions? Just post them, and I will go through all the comments now, and I will answer each and every question now, and then I will be getting something to eat. It's really nice weather today, actually. Uh, Okay, so you talked about, do you go to car boot sale and flip the items? I used to. Honestly, I used to go to car boot sale when I didn't have a money to invest my own stock to buy. Now, most of the time I sell like, not most, all the time I sell the new products which actually directly come from China, and my niche is mobile phone and accessories. I sell mobile phone and accessories. So I don't find those things in a cardboard sale, but I actually did used to go because I needed an investment to buy these things. So I started sourcing locally, going through cardboard sale and stuff like that. Then we have AG, it's the same person. AG123. Do you sell more on eBay and Amazon? Okay, what I do nowadays is I uh, when you're starting, you don't want to be everywhere. I forgot to mention this because having when you are everywhere, then you are nowhere. You know what I mean? You're gonna focus on, you wanna have a one main platform. You know, the reason I will choose eBay and I will recommend you to go for eBay because eBay is easier to understand as compared to Amazon. But if you want to take the load off yourself, you want to use the services for Amazon, like Amazon FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon. So for a longer run, when you're not able to keep up with your posting and stuff like this, what I do nowadays, again, I said rather than stories, I want to talk about the plan and strategies here. So what I do nowadays, if I have some product from China, which is a new product, and I don't know how it's going to react, I will list those products on eBay first. If the sale is going good, then I will move, not fully, but I will make a listing over to Amazon in FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant, which where I have to ship the item. Amazon won't ship it for me. I will see how the reaction from the buyer. And then what I will do at the end of day, I will move that fully to FBM and have like an automatic system. If the quantity is going up, but I need to have enough data and statistics to see what I need to do in order to promote my product very well. That can take about months. So I need to know where to play exactly. So I will start from eBay, move it to FBM, and then at the end, I will move into FBA where I will have Amazon to ship the products for me, where I can spend my time looking for new products. You know what I mean? Because rather than shipping and spending the time on shipping and looking after this side of the business, I will be more focused on sourcing side of the business. You know, that's how I do it nowadays. So start from eBay, move it to stuff like that. Then I say, would you pay for marketing, brother, like SSMA, social media marketing agency? Um, no, I wouldn't. Honestly, I will not. Because if you wanna, a lot of people, they think that if they hire somebody like what you call them, virtual assistant from a foreign country, if you hire them, you find them very cheap from overseas, from Pakistan, India. A lot of them are in Philippines, Vietnam, even Sri Lanka. They will build like a drop shipping business and stuff like this. Why don't you? I always say, if you are on this channel, I'm always about organic growth. I'm always about realistic approach. I'm always about doing the thing in the right way and being consistent and patience. You like it or you don't like it. Human beings not tend to like it, but this is the only way to grow it. Who is the wealthiest person that you know got rich overnight unless they have won some sort of lottery? And not all the people, how many people you know around you have won the lottery? So stay in the real life. They think about, if you hire a virtual assistant, they will be able to make some sort of drop shipping business for you, or some sort of, they will be able to recommend you those products. At the end of the day, invest in yourself, improve yourself. If those people know how to do the business, Why don't they go ahead and just do it themselves rather than recommending somebody else? You know what I mean? Unless those things doesn't really work for them. If you talk about, if I talk about sell this tape, sell this seller tape, I'm not gonna sit here and recommend that you sell this, sell that, because it all depends on your plan, about your strategy, about your mentality, all those things, about your knowledge, how familiar you are with the sourcing and stuff like that. So what I want to do here, on particularly on this channel, I want to have the people who will be able to know what to source and how to sell. You know what I mean? The things which actually work for them. So we almost crossed like 1 hour now. It's gone 1 hour and I didn't even realize. If you have any like a last comments, I will change the banner. If you have any last questions, just post me in the comments and then I will be going and eating something, sort of feeling hungry now. It was really nice weather today. Really, it was, I heard it was about 38 in London. And hope and over the weekend it's really safe, but keep the social distancing, keep the distance. I'm just, because it sometimes it lags, it takes time to for me to see the comments. I will go back to the comments. We have not able to see the new comments here. Probably, I don't know what happened here. Okay, we got AG123. I mean, like using a Facebook and Amazon ad to put more traffic leads to your website. Amazon ads are particularly, which Amazon ad called PPC. They are particularly promoting the products that you list on Amazon. Having the Facebook ads and using like a Shopify or stores and stuff like this. Yes, if you have a Shopify store and if you're new, the only way you're gonna make some sale is to have a paid marketing. You know what I mean? It takes very long for your own website to grow in the level where people will be able to find you on the Google and stuff like this. So ranking your website is a consistent work, and it takes very long time. So the only way to generate the sale in the beginning is to run the Facebook ad. Yes, if you have a budget to do so, I would personally go and run the Facebook ad. Again, I said, even until today, a lot of my focus, and to be honest with you, a lot of my income come from eBay and Amazon. So I'm not really focused on the personal website, but I'm working on it. But if I have to run the Facebook ads in the beginning, I will definitely do so. But the thing about here is, when it comes to running the Facebook ad, you need to know how to run them, because it's not simple as doing some clicks. A lot of works go into it. If I have to sit here and talk about how you should run the Facebook ad, I can go for hours and hours and hours. So you have to be really careful. You don't want to be firing blanks when it comes to Facebook ad. You want to target the particular people who will be interested buying in your content, buying in your products. So you want to be very careful there as well. Anyway, thank you so much. I will do the thank you so much, everyone watching. I want to type something as well. So, okay, and pull me up on the screen here. So thank you so much for everyone who is watching, and uh, I, I will see you next time. And don't forget to check my listing video, that how you can actually improve the titles in your listing. So you wanna find out 4 o'clock tomorrow, 4 p.m. tomorrow, that video will be live, and it's a short video, but help you massively. So I wanna end this session. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me on the relevant comment. Tom, you didn't interrupt me. You did not interrupt me. Thank you so much. I hope I've been helpful to you. I'm not a prime minister, so feel free to interrupt me anytime. That's no worries. When you're talking about one particular topic, and when the comments comes up and the screen is right in front of you, it sort of divide your intent, excuse my French again, it sort of divide your concentration. My pronunciation is bad here. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. You just jump onto the screen and then you forget what you're talking about, especially when you're losing a lot of hairs. It's happened when you think a lot about product research and search engine optimizations and improving your business day by day. So it does happen. Thank you so much anyway, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. I will end this broadcast right now.